Watch out.
Painted on a warrior shield or woven into a tapestry.
Remember, he bites.
These guys are called Grant zebras. These are the shortest, stockiest of all the zebra species.
Ooh.
Her to move.
I guess.
This guy comes over. I'm going to show you why we don't feed these guys by hand. You can see the teeth on this guy.
Yeah.
Very large teeth. Very, very strong biter. You look at his jaw muscle dominates the side of his head. It's just huge. He's about 600 pounds, which is typical for Grant zebra. Stallion. His jaw muscle is about the size of a 1,000-pound quarter horse. Then you realize he's got that little bitty short skull, so he has tremendous leverage out there where his teeth come together. Any bone in the human body will break if you apply 60 pounds per square inch to that bone, including our skull. Right on the end of his muzzle where his teeth come together, he has about 600 pounds per square inch.
Whoa!
Meaning he can easily fight off my forearm. No problem. The reason we know that is, this is the #1 most likely animal to hurt a zoo or park keeper. Right here.
Wow.
Yep. More than lions, more than tigers, more than bears. If you want to get hurt, this is the animal for the job. You can see our girls have 2 new babies. They're both about a month old.
I don't want to get hurt.
And you notice their coloration is brownish, whereas mom and dad are obviously black and white. The babies are kind of cinnamon color. They're like that on purpose. Mom will hide those babies in dead grass. She'll lay them down, and she'll feed in a big circle nearby where she can see the baby. She knows the baby's okay, but she won't go over there until that baby needs to be nursed. She'll go over, nurse the babies, and move away again quickly. Pressure on that toenail. These guys have been known to rip a lion's bottom jaw off of its skull with a single kick.
When I was in 5th grade.
If she sticks that toenail in you and steps down, you're wide open. Right there is the youngest. Now the reason she antlered animals, and she actually caught that horn right in that fence, and her neck is so strong that she just continued to lift up and snap that horn right off. Unfortunately, it was broken off down far enough that it had blood flow in it and some fluids and so on. Had we found that horn immediately, we could have put epoxy in it, gotten it back on there, and it would have been fine. It would have actually repaired itself. But we didn't find it until the next morning, so it was too late. We couldn't do it.
Something under her back that's actually a toy. So she's going to act as a second set of eyes here, kind of help out during the show. My name is Debbie. You're back out. And see if they get her out of here. She's going in the water. And just make sure anything you watch us doing here. Welcome you to the Tigers class. There we go. Yeah, just make sure whatever you watch us doing here, you don't try to eat this on your own. You don't want to try and play with a mountain lion, a bear. If your neighbor happens to own an exotic animal, just don't go running around in front of them and playing the same way that we do. We don't want anybody injured because of something you watch them do here at the park. Now, you may have noticed to start with Kumba, the lioness, was in here with Soleil. Kumba and Soleil, best of friends. They happen to have been born on the same day, 28. We were for a long time playing with both Kumba and Soleil. Kumba started getting walled in. She doesn't like that color. We were playing both with Kumba and Soleil. It started getting more difficult with Kumba because she's not so good around the toys. She started to possess them more, kind of rough. Some of the cats, they get real interested in a toy. Sometimes it's, the way it feels in their mouth. Some of them, we can't give any kind of cloth toys to. Some of them can't have basketball, soccer balls. They can only have plastic toys. We got to the point where we could only use kind of hard plastic toys with her because that little lion would get too serious about her toys. And if they're vocalizing that, meaning they're leaving the toy to go after you. Anyway, if they get too serious about a toy, that puts us in a serious position. Tigers, for the most part, just never work always with anybody. You can say, in our experience, for the most part, with the majority of them, with the majority of the tigers that we've worked with, if they're possessing something, they'll sit on it, they'll vocalize, they'll show you their teeth, they'll tell you in no uncertain terms to back up. And usually as long as you get to the stage and divert their attention, as long as you can divert their attention, get their mind on something else, you kind of get away with that. Lions, however, they're kind of funny in the way that they protect things. They'll actually leave whatever they're protecting, remove everyone in the area, and then go back to it. Which is a funny way of protecting things, because we see lions actually get lots of food. Get lots of their food, chase other lions away, while as they're chasing somebody away, somebody else needs to grab their food. Do you think that's not always the best way to protect? So with the lions that we work with, sometimes they'll sit on a toy all of a sudden they look at you in a funny way and they're not even making a vocalization. They will run at you, bite you, remove you from the area, then they go back to the toy. So sometimes that's be a fun thing. And with Kuba, even without the toys involved, she was getting a little bit too rowdy and taking people down, so. Whoa. They're bigger than we are, so if they jump on us, you don't quite feel the same. But some of them need your time holding back some of that power. They'll jump on you, but sometimes it's almost like just a little, I got you. You can still stay standing. Lions, however, if they hit you, it's like they brought all their friends. They hit you with all their weight and then some.
Look at him.
They're like
He likes them.
They take down very large prey. Typically, larger than what a tiger would take down. And that's why they also work in conjunction with other lions. Now, we didn't want to bring Slay over here all by herself. Not that she would mind so much. She would be perfectly fine coming over here by herself. But if we left the lioness in her house, at her habitat, didn't bring her here, she would cry the whole time. If the lion is very attached to the tiger, when she doesn't see her tiger,
Is it going to look at sometimes?
She's going to cry until she sees her tiger friend. And that cries kind of like a walk around in her habitat. Because the one day the guy couldn't get her to get up off the ground. She had no interest in going in the transport. The transport's kind of like a cage on wheels to get them over here. She didn't want to come at all. So they said, fine, you can just stay home today. During the whole show, we could hear her crying at her house. She was pacing back and forth, crying and calling out to Soleil. Couldn't figure out where her friend was. And she likes Soleil so much. This last winter, I haven't seen it so much now, but we'll probably see it again soon. She actually will sit on top of Soleil, the tiger. The lion will sit on top of the tiger and suckle on her ears. And we didn't know what was happening at first. We just knew we were going into the habitat and the tiger had little kind of wet, crusty ears. But that was from that little lion sucking on her ears. Now, tigers, unlike the other big cats, I should say aggressive tigers, but out of big cats, lion tigers, leopards, jaguars, tigers out of big water cats, they'll swim, they'll hunt, they'll play, they'll take the water. What's that doing to the horse? This is where we should be playing that game of Jaws. Oh, she wants a bed now. However fast the tigers appear to be running to you on the outside, when you get in here, it's a lot faster.
Oh, look at, they got the big crocodile now.
Yeah, a lot faster than that. And she's by no means full grown. We'll see the most, by the time she's about 4. We may still see some girls when she's 5 or 6, same with the lion. And tigers, when they're born, look pretty much the same thing as adults, just a shrunken version. When she came to us, she was just a stripes, same coloring. The lioness, however, lions when they're born, they're covered with dark spots. And then as they get older, those spots will fade. That's part of their camouflage. You don't want that much. Sometimes Delay won't give up a toy. Look at how she's looking for all the bigger spots. He wants to kill all the balloons before she'll get it off. You guys, you can imagine toys don't last very long here. That's why she's shredding it right now. That's why we have to put balloons in them, you know, after one show, this one has holes all over. Right, wow!
Did you get that?
Yeah?
It just zoomed in all the way.
Now she's just floating on it. Yeah.
And honey and children are not entangled. That is a learned behavior. They have instincts to play, which is very important. That's how they would learn how to hunt. They have instincts to play, chase, to hold, to fight. And through those instincts, they'll learn how to hunt. Tiger was very long in the wild, several years, learning how to travel with hunt skills. Lion, a lioness, if she's lucky, she spends the majority of her life with her pride and her family.
Well, you gotta go back and get it. Not now.
Male lions, however, they're chased out of their pride when they're about 2 and a half, 3 years old. They're considered a threat. The adult male or male and the female will get together. Uh-oh. You're right. Chase out those young males. It's called water skiing.
Uh-oh.
He's drying
And just think, he's just a little over 2.
Go back.
Oh my gosh! Uh-oh.
Oh, she's watching Jeff right now. Yeah. Maybe because you have an alligator on your head. We don't train or force the animals to do anything. Yeah, Jeff has no training either. Yeah, we just bring them over here. We want them to have fun. We don't force them to do anything. When you train an animal or force them to do anything, that's when you're going to run into a serious problem. We spend a lot of time with the creatures that we work with, so they can cause us a threat. It doesn't mean that we don't get hurt. You know, they can play a lot rougher than, they play with each other. When they play with us the same way, we're going to be injured. A lot of times injuries are just accidents. You're in the wrong place at the wrong time. Or you've done something wrong.
Was he a high jump? I think he went to the number with him.
You're crazy or what? Why should I go for it?
Oh, yeah, she's right. Yeah, when you realize there was nothing better coming in, it's just like, okay, I guess. Alright,
She's floating.
now, swimming is natural for them. Not all the cats like to swim, but the house cats. Lions, not so much. There are lions that will even punch in water. We've had lions in our Tiger Splash arena before.
He swallowed part of it.
We have leopards in this arena. They really don't care if their feet wet. But all of them, it's necessary can swim. If they were falling in the water, they can swim. But tigers, jaguars, water cats, alligators in the water. But even with that, tigers are insatiable. We have some tigers that don't want to spend much time in the deeper part of the water. But the way has never had that issue. She's been a water baby since we acquired her. Really? Oh!